Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our Srimad Bhagavatam overview class. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhiyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sandhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shamasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, welcome everyone to our Srimad Bhagavatam overview class. We are discussing from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and last time we discussed the story of Shamantaka jewel, how even Krishna was accused of taking away that jewel and killing Prasena, but Krishna, just to remove the stain on his reputation, he underwent so many he did so many things. And then ultimately, Satyajit, he gave his daughter in marriage, Satyabhama, along with the Shamantakamani. And then we also heard how Satyajit was killed by Shatadhanva because he was incited by Akrura and Kritavarma. And ultimately, Akrura came back and gave that jewel to Krishna, but Krishna said, you keep the jewel with yourself. So today we'll be discussing the 58th chapter, which is entitled Krishna Marries 5 Princes. So Shukdev Goswami continues that, Krishna, we had heard that, when Pandavas, when Krishna heard the news that Pandavas, they were burnt in the Lakshagraha, he had gone to Indraprastha, but then he had to come back because Satyabhama went running. And again, after this, now Shukdev Goswami is telling that Krishna, he came to know that Pandavas have come back along with Draupadi. So Krishna went again to Indraprastha to meet all the Pandavas along with Satyaki and other associates. Pandavas, Krishna was their life and soul. When Pandavas, they saw Krishna has come, they immediately stood up as if, they were feeling as if they have got their life air back. It's like the senses become enlivened when they come in touch with the sense objects. Pandavas, they were feeling enlivened because Krishna had come to meet them. So, Jiva Goswami tells that Krishna is described as Akhilesh. He is the supreme master of all the cosmic manifestations. And Krishna didn't even inform that he's coming. He came unannounced. That's how Krishna is. He's a very, very wonderful personality. Anybody who comes in touch with Krishna, he becomes enlivened. So Krishna is called as Mukunda here. He's Akhileshwara and he is Mukunda. So all the Pandavas, they embraced the Lord, and then just by the touch of the Lord, they became free from sin. It is described like that. They became free from all the sins. Although somebody may ask, Pandavas have no sin. They are sinless. As Bhishma Dev, he tells in the first canto that Why all these calamities have come? Because it is the will of the Lord. It is time factor. He says, Aho kashtam aho nyayam yadyuyam dharmanandana jivitum naratha klashtam vipra dharmachyutashraya. He was telling Bhishma Dev that it is so very unfortunate that you Pandavas, you had to suffer so much. Why? It is the will of the Lord which is coming in the form of this time factor. Sarvam kal kritam manye bhavatam chayada priyam sapalo yad vashe loko vayor iva ghanavali. Vayor iva ghanavali. Just like the clouds are carried by the air, everybody helplessly is carried by the time factor to various places. So Pandavas, they were never sinful, but they were suffering because they were separated from Krishna. That suffering was the suffering of separation from Krishna. It was not because of the sinful things which they have done in the past. They were suffering because they were separated from Krishna. And that's why they were experiencing such unhappiness. And now, when Krishna returned back, they were so very happy. So Lord, he, following the etiquettes of the, society, he bowed down to Yudhishthir and Bhima because they were elder in age. He embraced Arjuna because he was equal, and Nakul and Sahadev, they bowed down to Krishna. So that's how Krishna, he reciprocates in the mood which a devotee is in. Yad yad dhyata urugaya vibhavayanti tattad vapu pranayase sadanugrahaya. Whatever form a devotee wants to worship, Krishna appears in that form. So therefore, when Krishna, he came, he embraced Pandavas, he offered obeisances, and then Draupadi came. Draupadi approached Krishna and offered her obeisances. And in this way, all the residents of Hastinapur, they were so very enlivened. Along with Krishna, Satyaki had also come. So Satyaki was given all the respect also. He was given also proper reception. So it is very important that along with Krishna, the associates and the devotees of Krishna are also given equal respect. If the devotees are not given respect, then Krishna is not pleased. It is said that Srila Prabhupada, he would tell that devotees should be taken care of very nicely. If in the temple a guest comes and there is only one person, and that is Pujari doing Aarti. So the Pujari should leave the Aarti, take care of the guest, and then continue the services to the deities. So therefore, the associates of the Lord are also equally worshipable. So just like Krishna was given all the reception and welcome, Satyaki was also given all the wonderful reception. And then Krishna, he went to see his aunt Kunti Maharani. When Kunti Maharani, she saw Krishna, Krishna bowed down to her, and and Kunti Maharani, her eyes were full of tears. They became moist with affection. Because she knew, we have heard in the first canto, that how Krishna, although he is a supreme Lord, and he has appeared in the family of Yadus and related to Kunti, but still Kunti understands, though he is Supreme Lord. And she offers beautiful prayers in the first canto, Namah Pankajana Namah Pankajamaline, Namah Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajangrai. So Krishna, when he went to Kunti Maharani, he asked about her welfare, and then he asked about the welfare of Draupadi also. And in turn, Kunti Maharani, she asked about her relatives at Dwarka. And Kunti Maharani, she's offering beautiful, beautiful prayers to Krishna. Tamaha prema vaiklavya ruddha kantha shrilochana smaranti tan bahun klesha payatma darshanam. So she started addressing Krishna. Tamaha prema vaiklavya. She was overwhelmed with love and affection for Krishna. Ruddha Kantha Ashru Lochana, and because of that, her throat became choked. Her eyes were full of tears. Smaranti tan bahun kleshan. She remembered what all sufferings they had undergone. Vishan Mahagne Purushad Darshanat Asat Sabhaya Vanvas Krichrata Mridhe Mridhene Kamaharatha Strato Draunya Strataschasma Hare Bhirakshita. So many problems came in the life of Pandavas, and Kunti Maharani, she is remembering all that. And therefore, Klesha Payatma Darshanam. So Krishna is referred as Klesha Payatma, Atma Darshanam, Klesha Pa. Klesha Pa means one who removes the distress of the surrendered devotees. So Krishna is such a merciful God that he is ready to remove the sufferings of the devotees provided we go and surrender to him. So therefore Krishna is addressed as Klesha Pa, one who removes the distress of his devotees. And then she's told that, "O Krishna, our welfare is assured only when you are remembering us." The same, mood was there at the end. So this pastime is happening in the Hastinapur, Indraprastha. And we see when in the first canto Kunti Maharani offers her prayers, the same mood. That was after Kurukshetra war. So throughout her life, Kunti Maharani had the same intense devotional mood. She never blamed Krishna. There also she was telling that now you are going away, but our fortune is only because you are here. And now also here we can see she's saying the same thing, that because you remembered us and you are giving us protection, that's why there is fortune. You sent Akrura, you sent my brother to ask for our welfare. That is our, hope. Nate asti swapara bhrantir vishwasya suridatmanah tathapi smaratam shashvat kleshan hamsi hridhi stitah. So she's telling, Nate asti swapara, oh my Lord, for you there is nobody, your dear, or nobody is your enemy. There is no conception of mine and others. Vishwasya Suridatmana, you are the real well-wisher of all the universe. Tathapi smaratam sashvat, but still you are remembering us. Although you are well-wisher of everyone, but still you are remembering us. And you are coming here to eradicate our sufferings. That is so very wonderful. So Queen Kunti, she's pointing out that because Krishna is dealing with her so very affectionately as relative, but still he is there, the Supreme Lord. His position as Supreme Lord is not compromised by such dealings. So Yudhishthir Maharaj now, King Yudhishthir, he said, "O Supreme Lord, you are Supreme Controller. I do not know what pious deeds we fools have done that we are getting a chance to have your darshan. Even the great mystics, sages, they are not able to see you even after perfecting so many of the mystic arts. And you have come here and you are giving your darshan to all of us. Why? I don't know." He's telling, I don't know what pious deeds we have done. What was the only thing which attracted Krishna? The devotion of Pandavas. Because Pandavas were malleable to the will of Krishna, Krishna was malleable to the will of Pandavas. Saratya parashad sevana sakya dautya veera sananugamana stavana pranaman sinigdheshu pandushu jagat pranatim cha vishnu bhaktim karoti nripatis charanaravinde. So Krishna was ready to do anything for the Pandavas. He became their chariot driver, messenger, their personal associate, their protector. Why? snigdha. They were malleable to the will of Krishna. And therefore Krishna was ready to do anything for them. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is telling even great sages are not able to have your darshan, O my lord, but you are giving us your darshan. As Brahma Samhita tells, Panthastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo vayo rathapi manaso muni pungavana. The sages are trying to achieve you. They are running at the mind speed, but still they are not able to see the tip of your toes. So that is the glory of Pandavas. Krishna becomes controlled by the will of the devotees. Evam sandarshita hi anga harina bhrityavashyata swavashena api krishnena yasya edam saishwaram vase. So many pastimes Krishna is performing just to show one thing. Harina Bhrityavashyata. Krishna comes under the control of his devotees. So Yudhishthira Maharaj, he requested Krishna, please stay for some time with us. And Krishna, he stayed for 4 months of Chaturmas. Now Chaturmas is going on. Krishna stayed for 4 months. And in those 4 months, all the residents, because they were having darshan of Krishna, it was a festival for their eyes. Rupam Bhagavato yattat manah kantam shuchapaham. The form of the Lord is manah kantam. It is very, very dear to the mind, attractive to the mind. And Hridayanand Maharaj writes in the purport that if possible, one line only purport is there. He writes, if possible, the readers of Bhagavatam should try to correctly chant the Sanskrit verses, which are exquisitely poetic. So this is a practice which we are expected to do. We have to learn to chant and remember and memorize all the beautiful verses which Shukadeva Goswami is giving and speaking in Bhagavatam. So as now Krishna was staying with Pandavas, one day Krishna, he went with Arjuna, and Arjuna had a Gandiva and his 2 inexhaustible quiver of arrows. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes that these events, they happened after the burning of the Khandava forest, which will come later. But Shukadeva Goswami is speaking this pastime earlier. So Arjuna, he was carrying the Gandiva because Gandiva was given by Agni only. So one day Arjuna and Krishna, they went to the forest and they went to hunt animals. Arjuna shot so many of the animals, ferocious animals, tigers, bears, buffalo. Why animals were killed in hunting? So in the purport, nice things are described. Why Kshatriyas, they would kill the animals, they would hunt animals for many reasons. First, to practice their fighting skills, because a Kshatriya, he should know the art of shooting arrows on the enemies. Even though they may practice on a target, but in the war field, the target is moving, and that's why when they shoot animals, they get the proper practice. Secondly, many times the ferocious animals, they enter the nearby areas where humans are staying, and they start creating havoc. So to control the population of animals and to maintain the peace in the society, when these animals, they become threat to the human beings, then they were killed. And also these animals were killed to provide for Vedic sacrifices. There were so many sacrifices which were recommended in the scriptures. Ashwamedha, Gomedha. Ashwamedha means sacrifice of horse. Gomedha means sacrifice of a cow. And it is said that it is described in the scriptures that when a cow or a horse is offered as a sacrifice, The horse gets a new body either in this world or in heavenly planets. A cow is promoted to the heavenly planets or he gets a new body, youthful body. But because in current times, none of the Brahmanas are qualified to perform such yagyas, so therefore these are not recommended. Ashwamedham gavalambam sannyasam palapaitrikam devarena sutotpattim kalau pancha vivarjayet. It is described that 5 things are prohibited in Kali Yuga. Ashwamedha, the sacrifice of horse; Gomedha, Gavalambam, sacrifice of a cow; taking sannyas, which is from not for devotional service, Mayavad sannyas, prohibited; Palapaitrikam, offering non-vegetarian, food stuffs in Shraddha ceremony; and Devarena Sutotpattim, to beget children from the husband's brother. Because it happened in the past that when the husband is not able to procreate, then the brother is invited to procreate. But in today's age, it is not recommended. So Arjuna was killing so many of the animals, and all the animals, they were transported to the kingdom in the carts for the sacrifice. As both of them, they were wandering the forest for a long time, they became tired and thirsty. So they went to a river there and they bathed and drank water. And as they were coming out, they saw a very beautiful young girl walking nearby. She didn't see them, but they saw her. Arjuna and Krishna, they saw her. So Krishna, he sent Arjuna to find out who is she. So Arjuna, he goes and asks, who are you, O beautiful lady? Who is your father? From where are you coming? And why are you staying in this forest alone? It seems that you are unmarried and you have come to find a proper husband. Are you looking for a husband? Please explain me. Arjuna, when he was seeing that lady as sister. And that's why he was concerned, why she's moving alone in the forest. That lady was Kalindi. So Shri Kalindi Devi, she said, I am daughter of sun god, Surya Dev, and I desire to get my husband I desire to get Lord Vishnu as my husband. And for that purpose, I am performing austerities. So it is very, very important that to achieve and advance in spiritual life, we have to practice certain austerities. And especially in Chaturmas, devotees do so many of the austerities of the mind, body, intelligence. Austerities are very, very crucial. So she's telling, I'll accept no other husband than Supreme Lord. And that's why I'm doing this tapasya. May that Supreme Lord be pleased with me. Tushyatam me sa Bhagavan. That's why she was doing so much of tapasya. So it is described that Kalindi, although she was a young, helpless girl, but still she was staying in a secluded place because she had full faith in Krishna. She was not afraid. She was depending on Krishna for protection. That is called Abhaya. She had staunch faith that Krishna will always protect me. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. That is the faith of a devotee. If anybody surrenders to Krishna, Krishna takes the responsibility of protecting that person. As Lord Ram, he tells, Sakrit eva prapanno yas tavasmi iti chayachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadami tadvratam mama. Lord Ram, he tells, anybody who comes and even once he tells, O Lord, I am yours, I give him the vow, my promise to protect. I have taken a vow. So actually Kalindi Devi, she's telling that Lakshmi Devi is always staying on the chest of that Lord. So he is that supreme personality who Lakshmi Devi is also eager to have darshan, and she is eager to have the association of that Supreme Lord. So who will not accept that Supreme Lord? Even Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, they are also not able to get the association of Supreme Lord. He is so very great. He's the greatest of all the personalities. But Arjuna, when he hears all this, he may say, but he is rarely achieved. You know that. Kalindi tells, yes, I know he is rarely achieved, but I have faith that he will accept me because he is Deenavatsal. He is very affectionate to the people who are in misery. And I am so very miserable in separation from the Supreme Lord. That's why I have full faith that he will surely give me mercy. Why do you have such determination for him? Arjuna may ask. Kalindi tells, because I know that once I attain him, I'll become free of all the misery I know, and I have heard about his glories. That's why I'm, doing so much of the austerity. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes that there are two forms of Yamuna. One is the direct form, who is the consort of the Lord. Another form of Yamuna is a river flowing in Vrindavan. These are two forms of Yamuna. So this lady, she tells, I am known as Kalindi, and I live in a mansion which is created by my father. Surya Dev, he has created a mansion in the water, and I am staying there doing austerities to please the Supreme Lord. So Arjuna, he went and told everything to Krishna, and Krishna was already aware of it. So Krishna, he went and he told Kalindi that you are doing tapasya to achieve that Supreme Lord Vishnu. I am that beautiful Lord Vishnu. She may ask, how can I understand you as Vishnu? Krishna tells, you can recognize me from the descriptions of Vishnu and as taught by your father. Your father has taught. And you can see, okay, this person has all the features as the Supreme Lord. And you can understand by your own emotions. That is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. One can realize the Supreme Lord by the superior devotees' instructions and by personal realizations. Both are equally important. Bhakti paresha anubhavo virakti anyatra chaishatra keka kalaha prapadyamanasya yathashnatasya tushti pushti kshutapayo nughasam. So it is described that when one advances in Krishna consciousness, one can experience Krishna. Para Isha Anubhav will happen. It is not maybe or perhaps, for sure, if we are practicing bhakti properly, we will experience Krishna. We'll realize Krishna. As Chakravarti Thakur is writing here. Krishna is telling you can understand me as the Supreme Lord by your own emotions and by the words of your teacher, Surya Dev, your father. One time Srila Prabhupada was in India with some devotees and he was on a walk, and Prabhupada asked, so how can you tell that Krishna is God? So one devotee said, Prabhupada, because you are telling. Prabhupada said, I am an old man, I can say so many things. And then another devotee said, Prabhupada, because Bhagavad Gita says this. Oh, Bhagavad Gita is an ordinary book, I don't believe in that. So everybody was confused what to say now. Then Prabhupada said, because when you practice Krishna consciousness, when you chant, you can experience Krishna. Then after some years, Prabhupada was in West in some other place, and one devotee was there who was in this conversation also, which happened in India. So again, Prabhupada was on a morning walk and he asked the same thing. How do you know Krishna is God? So Somebody said, oh, because Bhagavad Gita tells this, because you can. So this devotee, yeah, who was there, he knew the answer. He said, Prabhupada, because when you practice Krishna consciousness, you can experience Krishna. Prabhupada said, no, because Bhagavad Gita says this. So he was confused. So the point is, you can experience Krishna by your own personal realizations also, experience also, and by the words of the scriptures also. So then after this, Krishna brought Kalindi back. And now Shukdev Goswami describes a previous incident. So the order of events which happened is, so when Pandavas came back and they went to Dhritarashtra, so Dhritarashtra gave them half of the land, which was barren land. It was Khandava Prastha. So Krishna, he called Vishwakarma and he built a beautiful city. It became Indraprastha. Then one day, Krishna and Arjuna, they were in the forest. And Agni Dev, he came and requested Lord Krishna to help because he was suffering from a disease of indigestion. And he wanted to consume some herbs to cure his indigestion, and those herbs were there in the Khandava forest. But the problem was, in the Khandava forest, Takshaka was living, and Takshaka was a friend of Indra. So whenever Agni would try to burn Khandava, Indra would shower rains, and he could not get those herbs. So he approached Krishna and Arjuna, and then Krishna, along with Arjuna, they went. And Krishna and Arjuna, he created a huge covering so that Indra, when he showered rains, he created a covering of arrows. Indra showered rains, but not even a drop entered inside. And Agni, he consumed the entire forest. So first the beautiful city was built by Vishwakarma, and then this Khandava forest was burnt. And in this forest, there was Mayadana who was also staying. So he came running to Krishna, running to Arjuna. And because Arjuna, he felt pity on Mayadana, Krishna also gave mercy and protected Mayadana. But Krishna said, look, now you are protected by Arjuna, you have to do something for the Pandavas. So Mayadana gave a beautiful assembly hall, which was full of all the mystic illusions. And we know the story how Duryodhan, he was embarrassed in that assembly hall. So after this assembly hall was built, then Krishna and Arjuna, one day they went to the forest, and then Kalindi, she came with Krishna and she was married. That's the event. So Shukdev Goswami, after telling the story of Kalindi, now he's telling the story of Vishwakarma building the city. So he's telling that Vishwakarma built a beautiful city, and Lord stayed with Pandavas for some more time, and then Krishna, he wanted to give this Khandava forest to Agni. So both Krishna and Arjuna, they went and they helped Agni. And Agni, he was so very happy that he presented the most powerful, famous Gandiva and 2 quivers of inexhaustible arrows. And he also gave a beautiful chariot, impenetrable armor. It was all given to Arjuna. And then after staying with the Pandavas for some time, Krishna, he left for Dwarka along with the entourage. Now Shukdev Goswami continues the story about Krishna marrying other wives of a few other wives. So now, so far Rukmini is married, and then Krishna married Jamvati, then Satyabhama, and now Kalindi. So after Krishna returned back to Dwarka, Vindhya and Anuvindhya, they were followers of Duryodhan, and they didn't allow their sister to marry Krishna. Although their sister Mitravinda, she wanted to marry Krishna. She had intense devotion for the Supreme Lord, and he had already chosen Krishna as her husband, but they didn't allow. So just like Krishna kidnapped Rukmini, Krishna forcibly took away Mitravinda also before everyone's eyes. So Shukdev Goswami described in very brief about the marriage of other three queens. So he tells that there was a king called Nagnajit, and Nagnajit, he was a king of Kaushal Desh, and he had a beautiful daughter named Satya or Nagnajiti. So now this is a sixth marriage. So he wanted this king, Nagnajit, he wanted to marry his daughter to Krishna only. But he was fearful of the rival kings, because so many kings wanted to marry Satya. She was so very beautiful, endowed with all the wonderful qualities. So Nagnajit, to avoid any conflicts, he had kept a proposal. He had 7 very, very powerful bulls. And he had told, anybody who can subdue these 7 bulls, he can marry my daughter. So many of the kings came. They tried their best, but they could not subdue those 7 bulls. They were very, very powerful bulls. And just by the smell of the warriors and the Kshatriyas, these bulls would become angry. They would become uncontrollable and they would become angry just by the smell of the Kshatriyas. So none of the kings, they were able to fulfill that promise. Krishna, he heard of Satya. So actually, Jiva Goswami tells that, why Nagnajit, he had put this condition, because Nagnajit knew that only Krishna can subdue these 7 bulls. Otherwise, if I give my daughter in marriage to Krishna and not to any other kings, they will become angry, and Jarasandh and all the other kings, they will become inimical. I'll be in trouble. So purposefully he had kept this condition, so that Krishna will come and Krishna will very easily defeat these 7 bulls. So Krishna, he came, and when he entered that city, Nagrajit became so very happy, and he worshipped Krishna, and he gave nice reception. He felt so very honored and happy that, Krishna came personally. When Mitravinda, she saw the Supreme Lord, she prayed to Goddess Lakshmi, Goddess Rama, may the Supreme Lord, may he become my husband. If I have practiced vows, austerities, if I have given something in charity, then please grant that Supreme Lord may become my husband. Yad pad pankaj raja shirasa bibharati Shri Rabhyaja Sagirisha Sahaloka Palai Leela Tanu Swakrita Setu Paripasya Shasya Kale Dhatsa Bhagavan Mamakena Tushet. So she's offering prayers to Krishna. Oh my Lord, all the big personalities, Lakshmi Devi, Brahma, Shiva, they are hankering to have the dust of your lotus feet. Yat pad pankaj raja shirasa bibharti. They are placing the dust of your lotus feet on their heads. They are hankering to have your mercy and your darshan. You are appearing in this world to protect the principles of religion, and you are the one who maintains the principles of religion. You have created these principles, you are maintaining these principles, and you are appearing in so many of the incarnations and avatars. May you become pleased with me. She offered her prayers. So Nagnajit, when he saw that Supreme Lord has come, he worshipped the Lord very nicely. He said, "Oh Narayan," because he understood that he is a Supreme Lord. He said, "Oh Narayan, you are the Lord of the universe. You are the super soul of all the souls, and you are complete in yourself. You don't need anything from outside. And therefore, what can we insignificant people give to you? You are self-satisfied. You are Atmaram, Purnakam, Aptakam. What can I? I'm an insignificant person. What can I give you?" So in this way, he offered his prayers. So Shukadeva Goswami says, that when Krishna, he heard such beautiful prayers and wonderful reception he received from Naganajit, he became so very happy, and he smiled and he addressed the king. He said, "O king, although I am from a royal family, I am a Kshatriya, and a Kshatriya does not, it doesn't befit a Kshatriya to beg somebody. But still, I am begging for your daughter. I am desiring your friendship, and I ask for your daughter. And I'll not give anything in dowry, any gift in exchange." So, many times in the past, it was a custom that even the groom's family had to give some gifts. So Krishna is telling, "I have come to ask for your daughter, and I'll not give any gift in exchange." So king said, "Oh my lord, who can be a better husband than you? Lakshmi Devi is residing on your chest. You are the abode of all the transcendental qualities. Who will not, give his daughter to you in marriage?" But he said, "There is a condition which I have set previously. And if you can fulfill that condition, then I will be so very grateful and, indebted to you." So actually, this Nagnajit, he knew that only Krishna can fulfill this condition, none of the other kings. So he's telling, "Actually, I have made this condition so that only you can take her, not anybody else." So Krishna, when he heard, and he accepted, "Okay, please tell me what is your condition." So this king Nagnajit, he took Krishna to his bullpen, and he showed the 7 very, very ferocious and powerful bulls. So Krishna very easily, he expanded into 7 forms, and just like a small boy, plays with the wooden bulls and binds them up, Krishna, he very easily, he subdued all those 7 bulls. So Chakravarti Thakur writes, why Krishna expanded into 7 forms? It was not to subdue those bulls. He could have done it even in 1 form. But he wanted to give assurance to Mitravinda, Satya or Naganajiti, that you don't worry that I'll have to wait for, Krishna, my husband. So many wives are there. When he'll come to me, no, I'll be staying with all my wives simultaneously. So that was the assurance which Krishna wanted to give to Nagnajiti or Satya. So when Krishna, he subdued all these bulls, king became so very happy. Nagnajit was so very happy, and very, blissfully he presented his daughter to Krishna. And all the wives of the king, when they saw, oh great, our daughter is getting married to the Supreme Lord, they also were in ecstasy. They also felt so very happy. And now Krishna, he was returning back, taking the newly wedded wife. All the rival kings who were previously defeated in that, and they could not fulfill the condition. They were angry and envious. And when they saw that, oh, Krishna has now won this beautiful queen, princesses, they became very angry and they attacked. As Krishna was going back, they attacked, all of them attacked Krishna. So Krishna was not alone, he had gone with Arjuna. And Arjuna, he wanted to do something for Krishna. So he took his Gandiva and very easily he defeated all the kings by showering torrents of arrows. In this way, Krishna, he took his dowry, and actually this king Nagnajit, he had given lots of dowry also. So many of the horses and chariots and elephants and maid servants, beautiful jewelry and garments. So Krishna brought all of them and Satya to Dwarka. And in this way they continued to live happily. Then after marrying Nagnajiti, 2 more wives were remaining. So Shukdeva Goswami tells that there was a princess called Bhadra. Her name was Bhadra, from Kaushal kingdom, from Kaikeya kingdom. And actually she was related to Krishna. She was the daughter of Lord's paternal aunt, Shrutakirti. So Lord married Bhadra also, and because the brothers, they were so very attached to Krishna, they gave their sister in marriage to Krishna. And then Lord married Lakshmana also. It is described that when the father of Lakshmana, he had arranged for a Swayamvar, and the condition of that Swayamvar was like of Draupadi's Swayamvar. The person had to shoot the eye of a fish by looking into the reflection. And it was much more difficult than the Draupadi's Swayamvar because of some, other implications also. And none of the kings could, fulfill that condition. Only Krishna, he shot arrow right at the target, and he, acquired the hand of Lakshmana also. And then Shukdeva Goswami, in the end of this chapter, he tells that also Lord Krishna married thousands of wives who were having all the wonderful, features and qualities as these queens. These princesses, 16,100 princesses, they were kidnapped and arrested by Bhaumasur. So Krishna, he killed Bhaumasur and he married all these queens. So naturally, after Parikshit Maharaj, he heard about, Bhaumasur, and Krishna killed Bhaumasur and he married 16,100 queens. I want to know about this wonderful adventure of Krishna. And that is what is the next chapter that we'll be discussing next time. So this is how Krishna, he married the 8 principal queens. Rukmini Devi, starting from Rukmini Devi, then Jambavati. After that, he married Satyabhama in that Shyamantak Mani episode. After that, Mitravinda, then Nagnajiti, and Bhadra and Lakshmana, they were all married. So that is how Krishna, who is self-satisfied, he is Atma Ram, but still he is marrying so many of the queens. All these pastimes, they bewilder the people's minds. कर्माण्यनीहस्य भवो भवस्य ते दुर्गाश्रयोधारि भयात् पलायनम् कालात्मनो यत् प्रमदायुताश्रमा स्वात्मन् रते खिद्यति धीर्विदामिह. All the Lord has nothing to do in this world, but still He is performing so many pastimes, so many of the activities, maintaining His family, taking care of the kingdom. He is unborn, still He is taking birth. Bhavo abhavasyate. Although He is such a personality, fear personified fears. Krishna, madbhayad vati vatoyam suryastapati madbhayat varshati indro dhati agni mrityusharati madbhayat. But still, Krishna is running in fear of Jarasandha. Kalatmanoyat pramadayutashrama, and he is marrying so many wives. Although he is Swatman Rate, he is self-satisfied, he is marrying so many wives. Khidyati dhir vidam iha. All these are bewildering even for the great sober sages. So therefore, so many pastimes Krishna is performing just to attract the mind and attention of the conditioned souls. And all the pastimes of the Lord, they are full of all the emotions, all the rasas. All the 12 rasas Krishna has manifested in his pastimes. Only for one purpose. So that we can get attracted to Krishna. Krishnera yateka khela sarvottama nara lila nara vapu tahara swarupa. Gopavesha venukara navakishora natavara nara lila hoye anurupa. So many pastimes and so many incarnations Krishna has taken. But in all those incarnations, the pastime and incarnation of Krishna as a human, it is most attractive. Because in this incarnation, we can relate to him. And that's why it is so very important to take to this process very seriously, hear about the pastimes of Krishna, and try to mold our life in such a way that we can always remember these pastimes. Always hear, always remember and speak these pastimes. That is the purpose of human form of life. As Parikshit Maharaj in the beginning of this 10th canto, he's telling, this is the only medicine to cure the disease of material existence. Nivritta tarshay rupagiyamanad bhavaushada shrotra manobhirama kaha uttama shloka gunanuvada puman virajyeta vinapa shubhanat. After getting this human form, only an animalistic person will not hear about Krishna Katha, which is so very attractive, full of nectar. Krishna Leela Amritpur, Krishna Leela, Chaitanya Leela Amritpur, Krishna Leela Sukarpur, Tuhe Mili Hoye Suma Dhurya. Sadhu Guru Prasade Taha Yeiya Swade Sei Jane Madhurya Prachur. So Chaitanya Leela is like a sweet rice, nectar, and Krishna Leela is like camphor. And if we taste both these pastimes, then it is so very nectarine. By the mercy of Guru and Krishna, we have been given this wonderful process of Krishna consciousness in which we can hear all these pastimes, which is so very rarely available. So therefore, it is our responsibility to relish these pastimes and share these pastimes with everybody. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.